Hello everybody, Crafty Hedgehog, signing in to play some more Minecraft, but I had something I wanted to talk about, and I just recently watched a video on this, and it's a little bit discerning, and it should bring a little bit of concern to all of you young YouTubers, and even the old YouTubers as of right now, but it's something that the young YouTubers that are gonna be affected more by it, because all of the wheels that are spinning in those young minds about uploading videos to YouTube at some point in the future, or anything like that. Maybe your plans may be changed quite a bit, and here's why. Because there's a new bill in Congress, or sorry, in Senate, called Bill S-968, and let me go ahead and read it off here as to what it is. Basically what it is a proposed law with the stated goal of giving the U.S. government and copyright holders additional tools to curb the access to rogue websites that are dedicated to infringing or counterfeit goods, especially those registered outside of the U.S., which is kind of the main goal of what they're going at, because a lot of the channels that host, or sorry, link to movies and stuff like that that you can watch online that are just streaming, that you don't have to download, are infringing on the copyrights of their respective owners. Now, they don't like that, and they're not making as much money as they should, which is why musicians and movies aren't getting anywhere near as much money as they did, say, prior to the big internet boom of, like, I want to say the 90s, the late 90s. But the bill was introduced on May 12, 2011 by Senator Patrick Leahy. I don't know how to pronounce that. But he's a Democrat in Vermont, and the 11 initial bipartisan co-sponsors. The Congressional Budget Office estimated that the implementation of the bill would cost the federal government $47 million through 2016 to cover the enforcement costs and the hiring and training of 22 new special agents and 26 support staff. The Senate Judiciary Committee passed the bill, but Senator Ron Wyden placed a hold on it. The Protect IP Act is a rewrite of the the Combating Online Infringement and Counterfeit Acts, which failed to pass in 2010, which is basically just a different version of the bill that we're seeing right now. Now, basically, what the bill says in the actual contents of the bill is called, let me go ahead and read it off here, the Protect IP Act. Let me try to walk around so it's not so boring on the screen. But it's the Protect IP Act, and it defines infringement as distribution of illegal copies, counterfeit goods, and anti-DRM technology, and infringement exists if facts or circumstances suggest the site is used primarily as a means for engaging in, enabling, facilitating, or facilitating the activities described before. The bill says it does not alter existing substantive trademark. Hold on, I keep looking away from the screen here. Trademark or copyright law. The bill provides for enhancing enforcement against rogue websites operated and registered overseas, and authorizes the United States Department of Justice to seek a court order in REM, which means just basically against, in REM against websites dedicated to infringing activities themselves. If through due diligence an individual owner or operator cannot be located, the bill requires the Attorney General to serve notice to the defendant. Once the court issues an order, it can then be served on, hold on, let me see, I keep losing my spot because I'm looking away from the screen. We served on a financial transaction it could then be served on financial transaction providers, internet advertising services, internet service providers, and information location tools to require them to stop financial transaction with the rogue site and stop linking to it. Now, the term information location tool is borrowed from the Digital Millennium Copyright Act and is understood to refer to search engines, but it could cover other sites as well. Also, on a side note, as far as the website's concerned here, we've got our bucket set up, which is really, really cool. And I think I'm going to be giving out the IP soon, but I want to make sure I've got all of the default users settings down, and basically I just don't want any griefers if a new guy comes in. Let's get back to here, and a quote: the Protect IP Act says that an information location tool shall take technically feasible and reasonable measures as expeditiously as possible to remove or disable access to the internet site associated with the domain name set forth in the order. And that basically means the website in question that is, dedicated to infringement. In addition, it must delete all hyperlinks to the offending internet site. So that means, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some kind of fine if you have any links to a site that's already been deemed wrong. But we need to stop this thing from happening. And let me see. Let me go ahead and read off the rest of this here. There's only one more paragraph. It shouldn't take too long. Non-authoritative domain name servers will be ordered to take technically feasible and reasonable steps to prevent the domain name from resolving to the IP address of a website that has been found by the court to be dedicated to infringing activities. The website could still be reached by its IP address, but links or users that use the website's domain name would not reach it. Also, search engines, such as the already protesting Google, would be ordered to 1. Remove or disable access to the internet site associated with the domain name set forth in the court order, or 2. Not serve a hypertext link to such an internet site. Furthermore, trademark and copyright holders who have been harmed by the activities of a website dedicated to infringing the activities. See, that's where the clincher is going to be, because how do you determine whether or not a website is dedicated to infringing rights? Because if Google is anything but that, I mean, that's what Google does. They provide you links to everything, and Google, by the way, is one of the biggest protesters against this particular bill. But we already read 2, not serve a hypertext to such a internet site. Furthermore, trademark and copyright holders who have been harmed by the activities of a website dedicated to infringing on their activities would be, I'm sorry, I read that way wrong. Furthermore, trademark and copyright holders who have been harmed by the activities of a website dedicated to infringing activities would be able to apply for a court injunction against the domain name to compel financial transaction providers and internet advertising services to stop processing transactions to and placing ads on the website, but would not be able to obtain the domain name remedies available to the Attorney General. Okay, so basically what that means is if someone gets infringed, like say I put out a song and someone copies it, puts it on YouTube, and I have a copyright on it, would be able to apply for a court injunction against the domain. What I could do is file a court injunction against the domain, which would basically force them by law to remove all links, ads, videos, or content that belongs to me. Now, some of the biggest supporters are in this act. Let me see here. The supporters include the National Cable and Telecommunications Associations, the Independent Film and Television Alliance, the National Association of Theater Owners, the Motion Picture Association of America, the Directors Guild of America, basically the FAGs, Film Actors Guild, same thing, the American Federation of Musicians, the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, the Screen Actors Guild, basically the SAG, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, okay, the Nashville Songwriters Association International, okay, never heard of them, Songwriters Guild of America, never heard of them, Viacom, really? Viacom, oh yeah, isn't that the same guy that owns Virgin Mobile? But anyway, Institute for Policy Innovation, Macmillan Publishers, Asusnet, I can't pronounce that properly, Recording Industry Association of America, and the Copyright Alliance, NBC Universal. Also, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and AFL-CIO have come together in support of the bill, and in May and September 2011, 2 letters signed by 170 and 359 businesses, organizations, respectively, including names such as the National Association of Manufacturers. Wow, really? What do they have to do with copyright? But anyway, the Small Business and Entrepreneurship Council, the Nike, really, Nike, 1-800-PET-MEDS, really? L'Oreal, Rosetta Stone, Pfizer, Ford Motor, Revlon, NBA, Sony? All these people are in support of it? Dude, I'm never buying any from any of these people ever again. Dude, the internet is free, and if you make something digital, it's on the internet. That's just the way it is. You can't make things digital if you don't want them on the internet. You just can't. Reception, technical issues. Okay, let me go ahead and get down here to the opponents. These are people that are opposing this bill, and I recommend you all do as well. And what I'll do is I'll put a link. Sorry, I haven't been moving around, but I'll put a link to the description, a link to the petition sign-up sheet in the description below. But the opponents are, let me see, the legislation is opposed. Sorry, my mouth is so dry. Let me grab a drink. Oh, that's a good Diet Coke right there. Okay, the legislation is opposed by the Electronic Frontier Foundation, Yahoo, eBay, American Express, Google, Reporters Without Borders, the Human Rights Watch, and the Human Rights Watch. That's it? We need so many more. The internet entrepreneurs, including Reid Hoffman and of LinkedIn, Twitter co-founder Evan Williams, and Foursquare co-founder Dennis Crowley signed a letter to Congress expressing their opposition to the legislation. The Tea Party patriots have argued that the bill is bad for consumers. Now, I know people think that putting copyrighted stuff up on your channel, or even just uploading it in general with the idea of letting people watch someone's movie for free, may seem bad at first, but if anything, it's publicity for that movie. Because how often is the quality on the internet up to par as far as DVD or even Blu-ray? It's not. So if your movie is good and your content is good, there's no reason for this to be seen as copyright infringement. It's promotion, because they see a bad copy, and what if they really like the movie? They want to see a good copy. They have to go out and they have to get the Blu-ray. So this goes back to I think this kind of follows in line with the whole Napster thing that happened in the 90s with Napster and Metallica and a bunch of other bands. But Metallica really kind of was the head of that, and they didn't want people downloading their stuff when all it was free promotion. Yeah, people got to hear their music, but if they really wanted it, what were they going to do? They were going to go buy it. But anyway, guys, I don't want to spend way too long doing this, so I hope you've liked what I've had to say, and this is something that affects everyone. So before you go saying it doesn't affect you, think twice, because if you've ever on your Facebook, on your MySpace, on your Twitter or anything like that linked to something that's copyrighted, it could affect you. Ultimately, in the end, if it really needs to, it can. But anyway, guys, let me go ahead and show you what we did here. I may have shown this off in the last video, but we've got our Bukkit server running now, and we started creating shops inside of our little shops here. So this is our netherrack supply store. Basically what you need, you get nether fence. So of course you can buy money here. To earn money, you have to collect items and sell them, and we have our sale stations located somewhere else, but actually we haven't even made them yet, but I have an idea where I want to put them. So you can buy nether rack, nether brick, and soul sand. And I think that's pretty much everything you're going to need from the nether. Now, as far as all of the tools to use with the apothecary, that's where it's going to be a pain in the butt, because there are so many things that you need, and I don't really have a whole bunch of science space. But I don't know, we'll figure it out at some point. Figure out how we're going to do it and what we're going to call it. I'm still new to this whole Craft Bukkit thing, so if there's anyone out there who's very, and I mean very familiar with Craft Bukkit, how to set it up, and wouldn't mind showing me the ropes or a thing or two, it'd be great. Go ahead and send me a PM, and I will be sure to get in contact with you. Anyways, guys, that's all I had to say on the Protect IP Act that is kind of gaining a little bit of momentum in the Senate. I know this doesn't really concern a lot of the younger viewers, but it's very important for you guys, the younger viewers, to get active and to sign the petitions, and to realize that if you put all of your voices together, it's a really loud noise that can't be ignored. So anyway, I'll go ahead and put a link to the petition website in the description below. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and be sure to stay tuned for later today for another video on the SMP server. Hopefully we'll have a lot more people. Yeah, hopefully we'll have a lot more people. Video kind of cut out there. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was more of a narrative and something that kind of really peeved me from a video that I saw this morning, and I just felt like talking about it. So anyway, I hope you liked what I had to say, and be sure to tune in a little bit later on today for another video about the SMP server. And yeah, I think I may have said that already, but video chopped up on me. Anyway, guys, catch you later. Bye.